Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah and this is Jar of Fireflies. Here I make videos all about my life as an Orthodox Jewish homeschooling mother of 4. And today I'm going to be answering your questions. That's right, folks. Today we are going to be answering your questions again. This is the third round of questions for this round of Q&A. I'm going to get to as many as I can, but if I don't get to your question, I apologize. Please just save it for the next round, or you can drop it in the comments down below and I will try to get to it there. Okay, before we dive into today's questions though, I just want to give a big thank you to today's sponsor, Fabric by Gerber Life. If you're looking to organize your financial future, make sure to start with life insurance. Fabric by Gerber Life provides an easy one-stop shop for all your family's financial needs, offering high-quality term life insurance policies, plus other financial solutions in one easy online hub. Fabric was designed by parents for parents to help you get a high-quality, surprisingly affordable term life insurance policy in less than 10 minutes. Fabric's new lower prices mean significant savings over other providers, with great quality policies like $1 million in coverage for less than $1 a day. Life insurance can have a bad rap for being complicated, but Fabric makes it easy to apply with its seamless digital experience. It's all online and on your time. And if you need extra support, Fabric's team of licensed insurance agents can answer questions along the way. It takes less than 10 minutes to apply, see your quote, and then personalize your quote to fit your family's needs. You could be offered coverage instantly with no health exam required. Fabric has partnered with Gerber Life, trusted by millions of families like yours for over 50 years. They also have over 1,600 5-star reviews on Trustpilot.com. Fabric has a 30-day money-back guarantee, and you can cancel at any time. Fabric was designed to give parents like you affordable term life insurance, plus wills, access to college savings funds, and more, all in an easy online experience. Protect your family today with Fabric by Gerber Life. Apply today in just 10 minutes at meetfabric.com/fireflies. That's meetfabric.com/fireflies. MEET fabric.com/fireflies. All right, and now on to our questions. First of all, I did take my glasses off today because the glare from the window that I'm standing by for my light is like really, it was like all you saw was like a window on my glasses. So you couldn't really see me and I felt that was a little awkward. So I took them off, and my voice, I had a cold this past week, so I always lose my voice when I get a cold. That's just what happens. And this is me kind of recovering from that. So I feel fine. I am totally fine, but my voice just still sounds a little funny. So that's all that is. Okay, let's dive into our questions. All right, first question. Hi, Hannah. Does your family watch TV, listen to radio, go to the movies? Thanks and hugs to you and your family. Thank you. Okay, do we watch TV? Yes, we do watch TV. We don't really watch a lot of TV though. We don't own a television. So if we are watching TV, it's on our computer or like on my phone or something like that. And right now I'm definitely in like an audiobook podcast kind of a chapter phase, something. Like that's all I want to do is like audiobooks. And then for my kids, yes, they do watch TV sometimes. I'm really particular about what they watch, and they don't watch it very often. It's kind of like if somebody is sick or something like that, then I'm like, okay, you need to stay in bed. So here is a movie so that you stay in bed. So yeah, and then we do have our occasional family movie nights. We used to do that a lot more regularly, like once a week. Now it's kind of once every so often. We actually haven't done a family movie night here in a while, and we really should plan one of those again. So thank you for the reminder for that. Do we listen to the radio? We do listen to the radio, but not very often. I do have Pandora, and so I'll put on Pandora playlists. Usually it's classical music. There's a new Jewish artist that I was just introduced to. I don't remember, Yoni Z maybe? I think it's called Yoni Z. I don't know, but that was really fun music. So we just have some Pandora playlists based on those, and then a few other things. But yeah, as far as just like turning on the radio in the house, never. I don't think we have a radio in our house, actually. We do have a radio in the car, of course, and I'll turn it on sometimes, but it's normally we're listening to an audiobook in the car, or just like some music for a music study, or we're listening to some sort of a podcast. So that's just what we like to do. Do we go to the movies? No, my kids have never been to a movie theater. I have not been to a movie theater in probably 15 years. 10 years, but somewhere between 10 and 15 years. And the same for my husband. because we have not been to a movie our entire marriage, but I think we might have gone to movies within the few years before we met and got married and stuff. So, okay, next question. Do your kids read non-Jewish books that other kids their age might read in a Gentile household? Things like young adult novels and graphic novels. I love your videos. Thank you. I'm so glad you're enjoying. Okay, yes, my kids definitely read books that are like nothing to do with Judaism or Jewish authors or anything like that. We are a big Harry Potter fan family here. We love Harry Potter, so that, of course, Harry Potter. Graphic novels, yes. My oldest in particular really loves graphic novels. He's got like The Hobbit is a graphic novel. He's got a couple other series of graphic novels that I just can't think of the names offhand. But yeah, he's a big fan of graphic novels. And then we have tons of books in our house. We have tons of books. Most of the kids' books that I have nothing to do with Judaism. I mean, I have got everything on our bookshelves from like, we've got poetry bookshelves, we've got Aristotle, we've got historical fiction. We love the author Avi. He wrote like Poppy and Sophia's War and things like that. None of those have anything to do with Judaism. Charlotte's Web, we're big fans. Stuart Little, all of those books. I could just go on and on and on about all of the books that we have that are not Jewish because they're such wonderful, amazing books. And we definitely don't like segregate off and say like, no, we're not reading these books because they're not Jewish. Like, no, we just read good books in our house. I do avoid young adult novels. I like middle grade novels. There's no difference in the writing or the vocabulary or the length or anything like that between a middle grade novel and a young adult novel. Only the young adult novel is going to be dealing with adult topics, maybe dating, relationships, maybe drugs, alcohol. It's like it could be anything like that. In a young adult novel, none of those things are going to be covered in a middle grade novel. So yeah, we got a house full of middle grade novels. Also, my oldest is only 9 years old. So I don't see a need to have those sorts of topics in books for my 9-year-old or younger children right now. And a lot of the books we're doing are also family read alouds. So again, those middle grade novels are such an amazing fit for my family. Okay. Next question, what craft type would you like to try in the future? I love all of your arts and crafts interests. Is there a type of project that you're interested in trying that you haven't done before? So these are two separate questions, but they go together, so I stuck them together. Okay, something that I would like to try in the future. I think oil painting would be really fun. My oldest has gotten into oil painting. It's been really neat to watch him. And it does take a little bit of self-control not to want to sit down and do it myself. I don't know if I'd be any good at it. I don't know anything about it. That would be a massive learning curve there, but I do think that it would be really fun to try oil painting. And for some reason, like macrame or lace making, like those also sound really cool to me. But again, I would have no idea where to even start on something like that. Okay, next question. This may seem like a silly question, but would non-Jewish people be able to cook a meal for you so long as the ingredients are kosher and the items koshered? Say a non-Jewish person was invited in a Jewish home and wanted to prepare a meal for you as a kindness. Okay, so a non-Jewish person could come over and help me cook, but they couldn't come over and do everything from start to finish. There's too many little things in there that it just, that would not work. So no, I would say no on that one. However, they could definitely come over and help prepare meals. And I have had non-Jewish people come over and we have prepared things together. All right, next question. Do you and Mr. Firefly think you will ever make Aliyah back to Israel? Does Mr. Firefly miss home? Of course he misses home. He misses his family. That's what he misses. He misses his family out there. Do we think we would ever make Aliyah to Israel? Yeah, totally. We've talked about that a lot over the years. We would love to do that. For our family though, right now is just not the time. And that is okay too. But yeah, we have almost made Aliyah before. Like we came really, really close. We were very into the process and that's okay. Didn't work out. Obviously here is where I guess we were supposed to be. Okay, next question. Is there a special process or prayer that you do if you accidentally eat something that is not kosher or accidentally do a prohibited activity on Shabbat, like turning on a light? Yes, there is. Now, this is something that I've talked about before, but it's been a while since I've answered this question, like probably a year or something like that, and it does come up a lot, so I wanted to go ahead and address it again. But it's very simple. So like, let's say with that example of accidentally turning on a light on Shabbat, or this would be the same with accidentally eating non-kosher food. So all I have to do is be genuinely sorry for what I did and then just have a little conversation with God and basically be like, I am so sorry that I did this. I will be doing my best never to do this again. And then it is as though it has never happened. So very simple process there. Okay. Next question, what are the rules about carrying things on Shabbat? Are the rules for that different between Ashkenazi and Sephardic Jews? Okay, on Shabbat, we do not carry things in the public domain. So like, for example, I could carry something in my backyard, or I could carry something inside of my home, but I couldn't carry it outside walking down the street unless I am living in an eruv. And there was another question about an eruv. Hold on. Yeah, just wanting me to share a bit about the laws of carrying on Shabbat. Do these laws apply outside of Shabbat? No, these laws of carrying do not apply outside of Shabbat. It's just a Shabbat thing. Now, if we have an eruv, then we can carry. And I talked more about an eruv in a previous video, so I will link to that down in the description box below and up here in the corner for you guys as well. So you can click on that tag or just click on the link that I'll leave for you in the box below to check that video out where I talk more detail about the eruv. Are the laws different between Ashkenazi and Sephardic Jews? As far as I know, no, we observe that totally the same. Okay, next question. Might be kind of a random question, but will your daughter have a bat mitzvah, or is that just a reformed Jewish practice? How does a bat mitzvah differ from a bar mitzvah? Excellent question. Yes, my daughter will have a bat mitzvah. Now, it's very different the way that like a Reformed Jewish congregation would celebrate this milestone versus the way that like my congregation as an Orthodox congregation would celebrate this milestone. So for the boys in my congregation, they will read from the Torah, and that is their bar mitzvah. And there's generally some sort of a party involved for their friends and family and things like that. Not necessary, but the big thing is just that they have turned 13 and they then read from the Torah. And this is just as far as I know right now. We have not gone through this in my family as far as my children. So this is just me kind of what I've picked up from other people that I know in the neighborhood. Now for the girls, for the bat mitzvah, when they turn 12, they are bat mitzvah. So generally that week there'll be some sort of a party, and very similar to the boys' party, you know, speeches, food, that sort of thing. But they are not reading from the Torah. Now, it's my understanding that in Reformed congregations, the girls will read from the Torah in the Reformed congregations, but that's not how we do it in my Orthodox congregation. Okay. Next question. Hi, Hannah. A few others have had similar questions, but I'm interested in yours and your kids' relationships with your family. I tend to just leave my extended family in general out of my videos. We have had family from Israel coming to visit us, and I just kind of maybe mention that. We spend a lot of time with my family because they live here locally, and I just kind of like to leave all of that out. This is my channel about me. That's why I don't really include my kids in it. You don't see Mr. Firefly super often, and you don't really see my extended family or my husband's extended family, which is also my extended family. Like, it's just, I kind of leave all of them out. YouTube is, it's a strange place. It's a very strange place. And I certainly wouldn't want to make any decisions about anyone's privacy for them. So I just kind of keep my channel just to me as much as possible. And that's just kind of what I'm doing there. I will say that my family is very close with my extended family on both sides, and we have a wonderful, beautiful family, which I am very, very grateful for. Next little bit down here, also side note, I'd love to see or hear more about a day in the life of Mr. Firefly. That is very difficult. I think I might have addressed this in one of the last couple of Q&As, but I can't do a day in the life for him, because that would be following him around to work, and he works on construction sites, and that just wouldn't be safe. Plus, what am I gonna do with my kids that whole time? And filming Mr. Firefly, let me tell you, is like the hardest thing in the world. Yeah, I love when he comes and cooks for us. It's so hard to film him. Okay, next question. What is the guidance for smoke detectors and or carbon monoxide detectors? Are those allowed to still be functional, or do you need to take the batteries out? Oh yeah, we can totally use those. Life comes first, safety comes first. Just like we can leave lights on the entire Shabbat, I can leave a smoke detector on the entire Shabbat. Now, if it starts going off, I can't turn it off, but if it's going off, I should also probably leave my house. So, and I have had friends who've had their like carbon monoxide detectors go off on Shabbat, and they would like, they literally like walk down to the fire station and were like, hey, so we're having this issue. They were able to get everything taken care of. Everybody was safe. Okay, next question. I don't know if it's a question for the Q&A video, but I'm really curious about two of the kitchen items, your hot water keeper and the hot plate. Is the hot water vessel like a giant kettle or a thermos, or what? Does it heat the water or just keep it warm? So it does both. That will heat water up and keep it warm. So we just leave that plugged in all Shabbat, and then we can remove water from it when we want to make like hot coffee or tea or something like that. And then that's what that does. And then I think I understand how the hot plate works, but I'm curious if it's just to keep things warm that you cook before Shabbat, or if you put fridge cold foods on it to warm them up. Okay, so, well, it could do either. So like if I cook something on Friday afternoon, then I could put it directly on the hot plate just to keep it warm until Friday night dinner. Or if it's something that I'm cooking earlier in the week or whatever that it's for Saturday, then I'll put that into the fridge after I've cooked it, and then I will pull it out of the fridge and put it on the hot plate like an hour or so before lunch. And then that will warm that food up. It doesn't cook it anymore or anything like that, because we don't cook on Shabbat, but it'll warm that food up so that we can have warm/hot food on Shabbat. Okay, next question. There's actually two questions that go together, so I'll read them both and then I will answer. 1, can you wear makeup once you're married? 2, I've noticed that you don't wear makeup. Not a criticism, because I think you are beautiful. Oh, thank you. Is this just a personal choice or something expected in your Jewish community? Okay, so for the first question, yes, once you are married, you can totally wear makeup. There is nothing in Judaism about not being able to wear makeup. We can absolutely wear makeup before, after, whatever, we're married, totally fine. I don't wear makeup because I just don't really like it. Like, it's fine for other people to wear. I just don't really like it on me. I don't like the way like it feels on my face. I don't know. I don't feel like it looks like me when I'm wearing it. I will wear it sometimes. Like we went to a wedding a couple weeks ago and I wore it, and we went to a dinner a couple weeks ago and I wore it. Before that, it's probably been like a year since I wore makeup. So a few times a year I will wear makeup, but it is completely just a personal choice for me. Pretty much everybody I know wears makeup. Okay, next question. Have you ever purposely broken Shabbat to deal with a situation that came up? Oh yeah, totally. Life always comes first, and when there's like a life issue coming up, we totally break Shabbat. So whether that is calling a doctor or going to the hospital or getting in the car to drive to go to the doctor or the hospital, like those are totally fine. We can 100% do those things. And one of my babies I had on Shabbat, and that ended up being a C-section. So I had surgery for that on Shabbat. Again, completely, totally fine. I did not have to like wait till after Shabbat to have surgery. No, it's like we needed it, so we did it. Totally, totally fine. Okay, next question. Do your kids take classes throughout the week that they might not be getting due to homeschooling that they would be getting at a Jewish day school? I am losing my voice and it's starting like I'm having to cough every few minutes. So I'm only going to answer a few more questions, then I will have to close this out. But okay, to answer the question, do they take classes throughout the week they might not be getting due to homeschooling? I cover a lot of Jewish subjects with my kids. For Gemara, I don't teach my kids Gemara. That's not something that I know. So my husband does that. And we also have a rabbi who learned with my oldest for Gemara. And then I also have a Hebrew tutor who comes in and works with my kids on Hebrew because my Hebrew is not that great. So, but most of the Jewish subjects I can totally teach my kids, and that's not much of an issue. If you're interested in more about what I teach my kids, what subjects we cover and how we cover them, I have a lot of curriculum videos, and I will link to the most recent curriculum video down in the description box below for you guys. So if you're really interested in my kids' education, you can totally check that out and get a lot more details there. Okay, the next part of that question, what's the rate of the day school that other kids in your community attend? Okay, so as far as the rate goes, I assume what you mean is tuition, and I don't know the tuition for our local day school because I don't send my kids there. Okay, next question. Hi, Chana. I just had a quick question about your homeschooling routine. How many days a week do you spend schooling your kids? So our typical school week is 5 days. We do Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. This allows me to take Fridays off to get ready for Shabbat and kind of be relaxed going into Shabbat. And then of course we don't do any schooling on Saturday because that is Shabbat itself. Okay, next question. And how many hours per day? I homeschooled my daughter a while back. I was told by someone that I didn't have to homeschool her for as many hours per day as regularly schooled children because of all the attention and efforts are focused on her. I was wondering what your thoughts were on that. Thanks. Okay, yes, we do not school as many hours as a traditional school does. Now, it's hard to say how many hours I spend because with each child, it's going to be different. Like Now, we're a very reading heavy curriculum, so there's a lot of reading out loud that I do. And then of course we have our Judaic studies that are added in addition to a full load of secular studies, you know, the math, English, science, all of that stuff. But my kids are not like sitting in a classroom atmosphere as many hours a day as their brick and mortar schools counterparts are. So yeah, on a good day, we're done with school by lunch. And then we have the afternoon to pursue our individual activities that we love. The painting, the piano playing, the playing outside, going to the parks, that sorts of things. Okay, the next question. Is it considered offensive to call you by your birth name, or are both names equally acceptable to you? Okay, so Hannah is not the name that I was given at birth, and I go by both names. I 100% go by both names. So it just depends on like kind of what situation I'm in. So most of the people that I am going to services with, like people in my religious community, will call me by my Hebrew name, and that's totally fine. People that I know outside of my religious community will most often call me by my English name, which is the name that I was given at birth. It's like on my driver's license, birth certificate, etc. I did not legally change my name. I just simply go by both names, and that's totally fine. It's totally not a problem to call me by either name. It's just, I use both. I really do use both. And when I meet new people, it's always like, how should I introduce myself today? And yeah, so it's totally not a problem. I love both names. I think both names are fantastic. And it's probably sort of a 50-50 split in life as to how those two names end up playing out depending on what situation I am. So whenever I hear either name, I'm like, oh, me? Oh, no, not me. Okay, you know? So yeah, that's always kind of funny because there's like two names now that I'm like, oh, me, you know how it is when you hear your name and you're like, me, oh, what, you know? And yeah, now I've like got two names that I do that for. So that's kind of fun. Okay, I am super losing my voice at this point. So a few minutes ago, I had to go grab a drink. I am super at the point now where I'm like just started to cough a lot because my voice is just agitated from talking so much. So we are gonna stop here and call it close to this round of Q&As. Such great questions, you guys, so much fun. I do love a good Q&A, and I hope you all do too. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, give it that thumbs up, so that I know that you enjoy the Q&A. And of course, if you guys have any more questions, you are welcome to drop those into the comments below, and I will do my best to try to answer those down there for you guys. All right, so I feel like we're on housekeeping stuff now, so hey, while you're at it, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, and make sure that you are getting your notifications so that you don't miss any of my future uploads. All right, so we are in total Passover frenzy mode around here, all the cleaning and preparing and making lists and buying things and getting ready for the holiday, and I'm so excited. It is going to be so much fun. So yeah, that's kind of what we've got going on here. And so stay tuned for some more like of that sort of thing, the Passover content here coming up. Always a fun time of year for our family. And that's all that I have got. Thank you all again so much for your questions. Apologies if I didn't get to your questions. It was not intentional. The voice is really going away right now, so I'm gonna rest it here while I can. And of course, don't forget to check out the information that I have left for you in the pinned comment and description box below for Fabric by Gerber Life. All right, thank you all so much for being here. As always, I super appreciate it. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you in my next upload. Okay, so cut out the last two questions and include this one when I'm editing. Future note to me, because this brings them all together. Already answered that. Before, I think I answered this in my last video.